think because the matter is sub judice, it's better for us to leave it as such. And I think there was a particular expression, cognitive dissonance. In one breath, you say, oh, you don't want to be distracted, from governance. In another breath, you are saying you want to go out on campaigns. Does that not sound contradictory? And for us to face the reality on ground, the elections, the primaries will take place this year. So anybody deceiving himself about governance is just trying to play.
All right. I can see you on the backstage, sir, but the problem right now is that your camera is blurring. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yes, your voice, everything is fine, but it's just that your camera is blurring. That's the only issue we have right now. And every other person on the backstage, their camera is very, very good. Except we want to move on like this before.
And my challenge is that my other phone, I left it somewhere because I went out, and it's quite sad that this particular phone has that challenge. And it was for me a very busy day today. I gave you my word that I'll be on this program, and that's why I had to.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. I think we can take it like this. I'm very, very happy that because I was already thinking that all the appointment is going to be canceled today, but you coming in means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you right there. We have the immediate past commissioner of Edo State. I have two duties here for you because I have communication for orientation, and I also have another one for youth and gender issues. Please, can you correct me on that, sir?
You are right. I'm the former commissioner for the two ministries,
Oh,
immediate part. So I serve in these two. And between the present occupant and me, no other person.
Okay.
So I'm a former commissioner of immediate past commissioner of two different portfolios: youth and gender, youth and humanitarian, and youth and communication. Actually, three.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, because I was a little bit confused. It's good to have you on the channel, on our broadcast for the first time. Thank you very much for coming in. We're not going to take you that long. We're going to be taking questions, and one or two persons from the public might likely be joining us, but I want us to take it from here because I can see you went to Arise TV today, right?
No, that was yesterday night.
Oh, okay. They uploaded it today because we're actually playing it right now. The other day you were in channels as well, so we'll be following up what is currently going on in those states. Okay. I'm Elvis, as you already know. I'm the owner of this channel. So this channel actually played a very, very big role in bringing Obaseki to office in second term as a governor of Edo State. That was about 4 years ago. So I've been following up what is going on in the state. Even me myself, I'm not very, very happy with your government because I know you're already the former commissioner, but I'm not happy with Obaseki and his cabinet at all because of the things that's going on in Edo State. There are so many things. If we have time, we might go there. But let's come to the reason why we are here today. I actually invited you all to come here today because the situation we are facing, as you can see, that letter there is familiar to you, right, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's the letter from Philip Shaibu. Sorry, I think it's a letter to the court. Yes,
the court process.
A court process. Yes, he actually cried out to the public that the sitting governor, is about to impeach him. So ever since the speculation have been going on, different contributions from different medias, even on my own media, until today, when Governor Obaseki came out to debunk everything. In fact, he went as far by saying that Philip Shaibu betrayed him. But I'm aware that you are not part of this cabinet anymore. In fact, you are not even in PDP anymore. Please, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, thank you for that question, my brother Elvis. I had to leave government because of some of the things they were doing that I was not comfortable with. Much as the governor had dissolved his ESCO, and my local government recommended me, but I noticed they were trying to be funny. And the party leadership in my local government was imposed on us as against the promise the governor made when some of us joined forces with him of opening the space for new entrants that will bring change, the desired change he promised to the people in 2020. And of course, that was what inspired many of us. Even when Oshomole and the governor had issues, we decided to side with the governor. And in 2020, we all came all out to support him for his re-election. It's quite unfortunate that the issue of godfatherism has returned to Edo politics. The local government elections we had, the governor practically imposed all the aspirants as candidates through some of the stooges he has here and there. And when you look back at what happened in the APC, what he's not doing, even telling the deputy governor who has aspiration not to contest, even went as far as telling somebody to inform the deputy governor that he must come out on national TV to renounce his ambition or renounce his aspiration. Nothing can be more dictatorial than that. And as such, some of us feel such an oppressive tendency should be resisted. And for me, the best option was to leave PDP, right? Okay. And I have no regrets leaving PDP. Much as we wanted to join Labour Party, we even went to Labour Party, but we came to realize that they have actually also hijacked the platform as an alternative in case they don't have the PDP tickets, they will move to Labour. And as I speak to you, I'm presently consulting. And I'm 100% with the deputy governor in the present travails he's going through. And for me, the issue of governorship, it will be the political party that will decide, not a single individual. It will be Edo people that will decide after the primaries during the general election who will be their next governor.
Yeah.
And I don't think it is right for either the governor or anybody for that matter to prevent anybody who is interested in running from running. It is a constitutional right, it is a natural right, it is a legal right. And the idea of even using impeachment as a means of preventing somebody from contesting, I mean, that is the height of dictatorship, and I consider that totally unacceptable. And all Edo people, particularly those in the diaspora, must rise up against this act of oppression, this act of dictatorship, and this act that is not in line with the tenets of democracy and the provisions of our Nigerian constitution.
Okay, Mr. Andrew, I'm sorry that I have to stop you right there. You know, you are a lawyer, right?
I'm hearing you. Yes, I am.
You're a lawyer. Okay, so I'm being skeptical how to address you. You are good with Mr., right?
I didn't get that question.
I said, because you're a lawyer, how do you want me to address you, a Mr. or a barrister?
Just Adaze Emwanta Esquire at the end.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
And we'll stop with Esquire at the end of the name, yeah.
Okay, my concern here, fine, the Lagos State, the Edo State governor and the deputy are currently fighting. For me, I believe they are fighting for their selfish interests. Fine, you were once his commissioner. When you were his commissioner, you didn't come out to say anything, because I have a lot of things going on in Edo State. You didn't say anything against your principal. I want to ask, because this thing is happening across Nigeria. When you are serving your principal, when things are going on, you don't speak. But when things beginning to go against your side, against your wish, then you guys come out to speak. Why is it like that, sir?
Yeah, thank you, Elvis. As an appointee of government, when things happening in government are not right and you find it not right and acceptable to you, the only option you have is to resign. I think that is correct, because I know you have you have it like that, or you have it as what those in countries like the UK and the US do. If they are not comfortable with what is happening in government, instead of criticizing that government as an appointee of that government, they resign. There was a time I wanted to resign, and I was prevailed upon not to. During the last election, when the governor went to campaign at Uwelu's Pepperds, the people there were not happy because he came through that very bad road to campaign to them, because he had earlier promised them in 2020 to fix that road. And when I heard about it, I had to go there to join the governor. And after the governor left, I insisted that I must have an audience with him in Government House. He was having a Security Council meeting. When it was not possible for me to meet him, I met the SSG, and I protested that it is not fair for the people of Uwelu, which is within my local government, Eagle, to have a bad road. We didn't fix the road, and we are going there to campaign.
Okay.
So the SSG said we'll do something. Later that evening, he called me to say that we'll do some palliatives as I recommended. A whole lot of these things have been there, but even when ESCO was dissolved, in one of our meetings where we were to submit names of those that will be appointed, I told them that I'm not even interested in coming back as a commissioner, much as I had sent him an application. But that if we cannot address this issue of development, I don't think I want to continue in government. And by the time I went, because I had to now go out of the country for an event, it was while I was there, I took that decision of withdrawing my interest to serve in Obaseki's government again, and I resigned from PDP in protest. Having done that, I'm not saying that I should be applauded, but I did that to say that I'm not comfortable, because that was not what we agreed in 2020. We agreed to develop Edo states. We agreed to put Edo people first. Even as one of those who campaigned for the governor, Elvis, I remember when I came to the UK, I spoke with most of you, and you told me what you wanted. You said people wanted a diaspora commission. We even had to set up various groups and committees to push forward proposals. The thing, of course, there was an executive bill the governor sent to the House of Assembly. The governor is yet to sign that bill into law. He's even yet to set up that agency. And I've been at the forefront of insisting that the people of diaspora, I know people in the diaspora, they desire to be part of what is happening in government. And the only way they can do that is when they have an agency that serves as a link between them and the governor. Though the governor still has a year and some, maybe 3 months, he still has the opportunity of redeeming his image, because that was the promise he made to our people in the diaspora. Thank you.
Okay. All these promises never come to pass anyway, because a lot of promises that Governor Obaseki actually made then, if I have to make an example of 30 billion water storm projects, I believe you are aware, you were one of the you were part of his cabinet during the time Governor Obaseki promised that he's going to probe water storm projects. He's going to probe Oshomole. I have the clip. He promised 3 times. The first one, I brought the clip here. We debated on it. The second one and the third one. To date, Governor Obaseki did not probe the water storm project. As I speak right now, Edo people are suffering with flood. You know, recently, especially this rainy season and all. You know, look at Ekewan Road. I also play a clip of Ekewan Road. Governor Obaseki started the project of Ekewan Road for the past, I can say, if I don't want to exaggerate, I can say about 7 years now. Ekewan Road is still not yet completed. So the reason why I have to put some blame to you, because you were part of the government, although your explanation makes a lot of sense, that because you were not happy with the way things were going on, you decided to resign. So that means you are confirming to everybody right now, we have over 1,000 people listening to you, that you were not forced to resign. You resigned on your own.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
First, they had dissolved ESCO. We had the opportunity of coming back. Because of the need to complete some of these things we started, I indicated interest. But when I saw that things were getting worse, I had to pull out. I even give a clear example. We had primaries. There was a candidate I was sponsoring that won. The governor cancelled the election, which I considered as undemocratic. They did the election again. My candidate won again, but they now saw me as a threat because for me, I always say things the way they are. Even in ESCO, I always say things the way they are. And for some time now, of when I was still in government, I was not too happy. I don't want to go into some of these things because some of them are official secrets, which I'm not supposed to disclose. But I'm happy that over 1 year to the end of his tenure, I pulled out for us to put him on the seats, for us to put him on the spot, for us to tell him, yes, you may have succeeded in this area, for us to also tell him the areas where he has failed, so that he can quickly redeem himself before his tenure ends. Because the truth is, he does not have good people within government house advising him. By choice, he has surrounded himself with palace jesters who think more of their pockets than Edo people on the streets. I don't want to be seen criticizing, but I always want to respond to issues as they come. You mentioned the issue of the stormwater. Though it started under Oshomole, he was also part of Oshomole's government. So that was why it was difficult for him to probe it, because he was part of it. And as such, the problem of flooding, he has done his best. We must give it to the governor. In some areas, he did his best. But because his tenure is ending, we are appealing to him. The Central Hospital in Ring Road that he moved to Stella Obasanjo, they have been struggling with that project for a very long time. We should try and complete it. We don't want him to waste time talking of Gelegele Seaport, which has not started. All the existing road projects, he has the opportunity of completing them. He should take a cue from Governor Wike in Rivers, who, till the day he left office, he was still commissioning projects. It's sad to note that in my local government, as a commissioner, I complained about the bad roads. Existing roads that have been abandoned include Benin Technical Road, Daike Road, and I can go on and on. And I also thank the governor because there are some roads he did. He did Testami Road. He did Iyoba Street. Of course, part of Siloko, though there are some failed portions in Siloko. But we have very bad roads like Erotubu. Entire Erotubu is bad. Uwelu is bad. Mechanic Road is bad. All the streets in Medica, majority of them are bad. I can go on and on. I even told somebody, and I said it elsewhere, that the capital or headquarters of bad roads in Nigeria is my local government, Igbo local government. And it is sad that the only thing the governor has commissioned since 2020 when he was re-elected are street lights. And I don't think it's right that the governor will invite people to come and commission street lights in a local government that has very bad roads. In a local government where we don't have health centers, in a local government where we have dilapidated schools, I think the government needs to step up his game. All existing road projects, he should complete them. He should stop dealing with the issue of seaports. Something that you have not started 1 year to the end of your tenure, I don't think you should start it because it's a project that is capital intensive. Rather, you should concentrate those funds in revamping our educational institutions. Igwaraki, yes, he has almost completed the Igwaraki. How about the College of Education in Igwebe? What about our secondary schools that requires serious renovation? What about the Central Hospital project it moved to Sapler Road at Stella Obasanjo? Please, we are calling on the governor to complete this project. This is not the time to be playing politics. You know?
Mr. Emwanta, as the former commissioner under Governor Godwin Enogega says Obaseki's administration, did you in any day pass all these complaints to him, display your dissatisfaction over these roads or every other project you're talking about right now?
I mentioned the one of Uwelu I raised, and at times in government, there's a way you pass your message. You cannot just walk up to the governor. You can talk to a commissioner responsible for that particular responsibility. Like, I give you an example. I brought to the attention of the Commissioner of Health the need to fix the health centers in my local government. I informed the then Commissioner for Works that in my local government we have bad roads, right?
Yeah.
As a member of a particular committee of government, I kept on insisting that we have bad roads in my local government. That instead of investing billions on internet, on e-governance that affect just those in the public service and those that come to do business with them, I thought that fixing roads that connect communities, because there are people who move from one place to the other doing business, and at times, because of bad road, it increases the cost of transportation, right? I raise these issues, but in a case where you raise issues and nothing is done, what do you do? And that was why I had to call it a day. I had to leave both the party, and I had to end my relationship with the government.
Okay, before I bring the public in, either their questions or direct questions to you, I would like, because you mentioned earlier on at the beginning of this broadcast that now you are 100% with Philip Shaibu. I wish he was here today, you know.
On the issue of this impeachment, the traverse is going through. I said, I'm 100% with him because I will not encourage any form of oppression.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I like that last word. That was part of the reason why I supported the governor in his second term, because the way Oshomole were oppressing him at that particular time, although it disappointed everybody. But let's move on. Now, Philip Shaibu, I think I can pass this message to you since he's not here. You know, Philip Shaibu is indicating to become a governor of Edo State. Are you aware?
From his speeches on a couple of times that we had some engagement, he said he's consulting. And what happens after I get maybe a party ticket is for Edo people to decide. Or what happens at the primaries, it is for members of a party he chooses to use their platform to decide. But my own take is that nobody should prevent him from aspiring, right?
Yeah.
Nobody should stop him from aspiring. And as a friend, if he now chooses to join a particular political party, I will encourage him by also joining that party. And if the party now decides to even give their ticket to another person, I will encourage him to remain in that party and not to leave that party, right? Because we have to rescue our states. We have to develop our states. And I've also, from the last conversation I had with one of his close allies, say, it is not about him running for governor, it's about him standing for what is right. Even if he does not get the ticket of the party and that PDP or the party is going to, he should still stand for what is right. He should still work towards ensuring that the promise himself and the government made, he completes it in the area of projects and in terms of making life better for our people. Our people are suffering, especially those in the rural areas. And what I think he should do is that he should continue to respect the governor. The governor is his boss. But it is only when the governor decides to use forces of state to harass him. And I think what he did was right by going to court, because he cannot go into anything physical or start struggling the machinery of government with the governor. So he has gone to court for protection. And I think that is the right thing. Any reasonable person will do.
Governor Obaseki came out yesterday saying that he's not even aware of the impeachment that Philip Shaibu is talking about. What can you say about that?
When they wanted to remove Oshomole and the issue was raised, they also denied. When the House of Assembly members were excluded, you would not expect him to say, oh, I want to impeach my deputy. Nobody will agree. Have you ever seen those that are planning a coup? They will come out to say, we are planning a coup. Nobody will agree. But the matter is in court, so I will not want to dwell so much on that. It is for the court to decide.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Emwanta. I believe for me, my own question, I'm done with that. I'm very happy that you are here today because I like brave people, because politicians, when you are invited or you want to come, you indicated you want to come yourself. I respect people like that. When you are invited, you respond to it. I respect people like that. But when politicians beginning to run away from the people, from the public, you know they have something to hide. You know, I remember when Senator Ozame came here, he spent 3 hours with us, talking to us. And even when I was trying to stop some questions, you know, where some questions people were passing to him, he was saying, no, let them ask their questions. You know, so yes, I like what you're doing right now, but I'm going to go to the public right now. I'm going to put out the number there. Every one of you, you already have the number. You have Naija Watch number. Please like and share, and let's ask him questions. I'm only going to take 10 questions, and everybody have maximum of 2 minutes, you know, to pass your question. If your question is disrespectful, I will hang the phone on you. Go straight to you are allowed to ask any question, but it must not be disrespectful. And if it's that extreme, then I'm not only going to hang the phone on you, I will block you. You know the rules of this platform. So thank you very much. We already have the first person on the phone. Thank you very much, sir, for calling in. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Ed. I'm calling from the United States.
Thank you, sir. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis. To Mr. Emwanta, who's someone I've known for a while, I want to ask a question. When the governor was campaigning in 2020, he went around and I think he basically made a promise to the people of Edo Central that in the interest of equity, the governorship would have to shift there. Right. While I'm not against anybody, you know, fulfilling their ambition of being a governor by contesting, how do you think that figures into the current crisis between the governor and the deputy? And what is your personal view on that?
Okay.
Because part of why the governor was brought in was to promote equity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Emwanta, do you want to take 2 questions or just one at a time?
Let me just answer this one immediately.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the particular question has to do with a promise the governor made, which I'm not aware of, right? But assuming he made that promise can only be achieved by the delegates at the primaries, not the governor who has, and again, because of the governor's position, it will be impossible for him to be a delegate because of the new Electoral Act, right? Yeah. And as such, it is for the delegates to decide if they will vote for a candidate from Edo Central, right? Or a candidate from Edo South or Edo North. But the best the governor can do is to persuade people to support a particular candidate and not to impose. And as such, it is wrong for him to now tell his deputy, even if he has made a promise to anybody, you will now use your power as governor to mobilize delegates, as other governors do. The governor of Rivers was able to bring in a candidate who won. The governor of Akwa Ibom did it. The governors in this state did not prevent whoever was interested from contesting or did not threaten impeachment against anybody. And I think that is better politics than telling somebody that he cannot, telling him to go to a national TV to renounce that he wants to run for governor. That is dictatorship.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let me take another call quickly here. Mr. Pius, thank you very much, sir, for calling in. Good evening to you. You have 2 minutes, sir. Go ahead. 2 minutes.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, Naija Watch. May God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I want to thank our invitees. May God bless you too. So I just want to ask you one question. Do you think that what is going on in Edo State now, the Eastern Central supposed to get a governor to governor Edo State now? It seems that something that happened in Nigeria with the Igbo people, that is what to happen in Edo State again now. Because the way they are playing, I don't see reason why Shaibu is want to contest again. It's only Shaibu in Edo State. We don't have other people in Edo State. Please, can you answer this question?
Okay.
Because what they are planning in Edo State now is going to divide Edo State. It's going to be like Igbos and the Nigerians. That's what we want to happen in Edo State now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
All right. Do you want to take that question before I move on to the other one? It's only 15 people.
I think I'll take the question.
Okay, go ahead.
I love that question because just recently, we had a similar situation in Nigeria. Buhari is from the north, right? And in the PDP, they picked somebody from the north. APC picked somebody from the south as their candidate, Tinubu. Who is the president today? Is it not Tinubu? So I think the political parties, knowing fully well that the people of Edo Central are clamoring for the governorship, whoever wants to get the entire votes of people from Edo Central will pick somebody from Edo Central. I mean, that is simple politics, isn't it? But the idea of not preventing somebody from contesting, I don't think that is right. The Constitution does not encourage it, and common sense will not encourage it. Because in the past, even when Benin people contested, nobody prevented Edo Central people from contesting, or even people from Edo North. So that's the answer I can give to that question.
Thank you. Thank you. I have another caller right here. Mr. Alex, good evening to you. Thanks for calling in. You are calling from Edo State. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you. I saw the rules. I heard the rules. I'll try not to be extreme. My brother, I want to ask a question. Looking at how we all came out for Obaseki and Shaibu, looking at the sympathetic votes that was given to Shaibu and Obaseki, we can never remove Shaibu from Obaseki's government, even if they are both not in good terms. Don't you think Shaibu should have done better when Edo State was being ravaged by insecurity, especially the invasion of the Fulani S-men? What did Shaibu do to exonerate himself? Did he come out to give a press conference as a deputy governor? Did he condemn the killings because we didn't see anything? Did he even visit people who lost family members? Why was he quiet? That's the first question. Second question, looking at how he became who he is today, from the days of activism, having been a student union leader, having been a comrade, one would have expected that Shaibu should do better than what he did, just following Obaseki, hook, line, and sinker. You cannot follow a leader even when the leader is doing, things that are not right. What do you think about that? And why is Shaibu, finally, why is Shaibu crying out now that their tenure is over? Where was he all this while?
Thank you.
What does he want Edo people to do for him now?
Thank you.
What does he want? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alex. Thank you. All right. Please take that, Mr. Emwanta.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Alex. Very good question.
Oh, okay. We lost him right there. So let me have him back. Callers, just hold on. We lost him. Let me quickly bring him back to the broadcast. Thank you very much, my people. Please help us to like and share. While before we have him back, I want to put a volume on this. Okay, he's already back now.
Sorry, glitch.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Okay, you can take on Alex's question.
Okay, let me take Alex's question. First, the issue of insecurity. The deputy governor is not the chief security officer of the state, but is just a member of the Edo State Security Council. And I think it is the governor's duty or his prerogative to deal with those issues. And in fairness to the governor, under his watch, we were able to pass the anti-grazing legislation that has, to a very large extent, put to check the activities of Fulani herdsmen. And you agree with me that under the governor's administration, he was able to get a forward operating base of the military at Ihom. So that is one of his achievements which nobody can take from him. And that, to a very large extent, has reduced his problem of insecurity. But these things will continue because this Fulani herdsmen thing was one major problem under the Buhari administration. So for the issue of security, the governor is the chief security officer of the state. The buck stops at the stable. And I must thank the government of Obaseki because they did very well in the area of security. I will give that to them. That is the issue of the first question. Then the second one, the idea of Shaibu now crying that, oh, he's been oppressed. Yes, everybody who is oppressed deserves to cry out, right? Because as they say, a cry for help is a summons for rescue. And I'm happy he did the right thing by going to court. And Edo people should be on their guard. They should not allow a deputy governor who has promoted sports, who have made Edo State one of the best medical destinations in terms of, when you look at our rating before in the area of immunization, we were ranked 36th. Under his watch, he brought it to a very good level in terms of Edo now ranks between first to third in the committee of states that have been able to deal with this problem of polio and what have you. And he has done many other things. And the courts will protect him, I know. And Edo people must have their voice. And I think it is the duty of Edo people, when government is doing well, for us to applaud government. And when government is not doing well, for us to also condemn what government is not doing well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I have another caller right here. This is the fourth one, I guess. Yeah, the fourth one. Thank you very much, Mr. Aigbe, calling from Italy, I guess, right? Talk to us.
Exactly. Thank you very much,
2 minutes.
my brother Nigeria. God bless you. Yeah. Mr. Emwanta, God bless you. Good evening to you, and good evening to Nigerians.
Thank you.
I love your energy, as you know, the way you campaign for Obaseki, the way you defend him, when the election was taking place in 2020, in national TV and others. I love your energy anyway. But I just want to ask a very simple question without sentimental. You understand? We all know how Obaseki and Shaibu work, vis-a-vis together to make sure that they come back from the second tenor. We all know everything about these two people. But my question is this: you see, just concerning this impeachment issue, we heard that on social media and we read that Shaibu, we are coming from Abuja, that he heard that there was a meeting, secret meeting between the governor and some other members of the cabinet. That Shaibu went to the, to be a part of the meeting. That they used the DSS to chase him back from the gate of entrance. That he was not part of the people who were booking the meeting. How true is that? Is that true? Because if that is true, we will see where all this is coming from. That is one. And secondly, very briefly, Mr. Emwanta, as a lawyer, and as a person, as an educated person, equity and fairness. The 2024 governorship election in Edo State, where do you really want it to go as a person? If I told it to you now as a person, if you are to be the judge, which part of the Edo State? Is it Edo Center or Edo North or Edo? Where do you really want the governorship to go now?
Thank you.
God bless
Thank you, Mr. Agbe. Thank you. All right. Back to you, Mr. Emwanta.
Yeah, thank you. First, the issue of if the deputy governor was turned back from attending that meeting, yes, it's true, and it's already one of the issues in court. I don't want to dwell so much on that because the court will decide on that. Then second, you want to know my opinion on the issue of zoning.
Zoning, yeah.
If I have to be honest, I think it is fair for the people of Edo Central to be given that right of first refusal, to be given that right to at least get the tickets of one of the major political parties. Why I say this is because, as a lawyer, I will always support equity. Right? And I've said earlier on this program that the way I fought for the deputy governor not to be impeached is because I don't like oppression. But if in a particular party where he belongs to, the party now decides to give the ticket to somebody from Edo Central, I will appeal to the deputy governor that we should support that person together. That same way, if it happens that the deputy governor gets the ticket, I will also encourage every other person to support him. Because it's a game of number. That's why it's called politics. It is the majority that will decide what they want, right? And as such, I encourage our people in Edo Central to keep negotiating with those from the south and those from the north so that they can get the tickets. If Professor Osunbok will get the ticket in 2007 under PDP, I don't see why somebody from Edo Central cannot also get the tickets under any of the political parties. It is for them to negotiate. They cannot bully people. I'm quite disappointed seeing a lot of people from Edo Central attack Shaibu. No, Shaibu is not the problem. The other people also interested from Edo South. I can count the names of people in Edo South who have declared their interest to run in APC, in PDP, and in Labour. Because of the blackmail of Shaibu, they now make Shaibu look as if He's the person creating the problem. He's not.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised that if tomorrow PDP now brings somebody from Edo South, after all this noise they are making, I will not be surprised if they do that.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Hello, good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, madam. Where you calling from? What's your name?
My name is Esosa and I'm calling from Benin.
Okay, thank you, Madam Esosa. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead with the question.
My first time of watching the show, and I must commend you for a job well done.
Thank you very much.
However, the conversation I've been reading on the chat and what people have been calling about, it's looking like we are missing the point of this conversation. It's not a question of who you are going to vote in the next election. You want to vote for somebody from the south, from North Edo Central, that's fine. That you want to vote for somebody from Edo Central does not mean that any other person cannot contest. Mm-hmm. The point of this conversation is the governor has no right to stop his deputy from contesting or aspiring to be governor. They've not even done the primaries in the first place. You're already trying to impeach him. It's like you're afraid of him. That's what you're. And the truth is, it's not fair. That is what this man is trying to say. He's trying to be on the side of truth and justice. You are the governor, he's the deputy. If he wants to contest, he's allowed to contest. Okay. You don't even have to support him. The reason why he doesn't want to support him is because he knows that everybody has been saying he's a betrayer, he's a betrayer. He doesn't want it to be another case of him betraying. So all the issues of, oh, this is how this man was the commissioner before, that's not our business.
Thank you.
We're talking about a governor trying to oppress his deputy. That's the issue. Let's stick to the issue, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
madam.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Emwanta, before I pick another call, I have a couple of people on the backstage. Did you send the link to someone else? I have Musa Amedu.
Yes, there are people in the diaspora. I shared the link with them. Yes.
All right. Okay. Let me bring him in. Musa Amedu, I have you on the show. Good evening to you, sir. Please, where are you joining us from?
Good evening. I'm joining you from Bolton, the UK. Yes.
Wonderful. So I'll give you 3 minutes to quickly talk to us, sir, before I complete my course.
Oh, thank you very much. I find it a very big privilege. For the record, my name's High Chief Musa Amedu Esquire. I'm also the president of the Diaspora UK. Emwanta, you have spoken very well.
The audio looks a bit low.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I believe the audio issue is from you, Mr. Emwanta. His audio is very good.
Thank you very much. I think this is a wonderful program. I must commend you because I can sense fairness and non-interference on your own part. I think that is great. We diaspora, I have the right to speak on behalf of diaspora because what we need is peace in Edo State, and we've always been part of this. At the same time, I think we should also face the reality on ground. In local politics, everything is local. Eastern Central wanted to be governor. They cannot do it alone. They must cooperate with Edo South, Edo Central. And in the scheme of things today, the way we supported Obaseki to become the governor, that's the way we are going to support Eastern Central to produce a governor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That's brilliant. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. I would like to take another call quickly, but I have another one on the backstage, but I'm not too sure who that person, because you didn't turn on your camera. Okay. I would like to take 2 persons from the public to join us to pass a question. Just 2 persons. I understand if I post this link, a lot of people will join us, but I'm only going to take 2 persons from everybody that will be coming in to pass your questions in just 2 minutes. You know, let me take this call first while I post out a link. Thank you very much, Mr. OJ Nauna. Thanks for calling in. Please, you have 2 minutes. Go straight to the point, sir. Mr. OJ Nauna, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening to you.
Thank you.
Please,
2 minutes.
I just want to ask the gentleman, Mr. Emwanta, 2 questions. Were you not the former information minister, sir? That's the first question. I'm an information commissioner. Do you know the budget of Edo State? Do you have a figure, at least an average? Then 3, how can you separate the deputy governor now from Obaseki when in fact they were part of the deal that agreed that the next governor of Edo State will be coming from Edo Central Senatorial District? That's all.
Okay, but it was not information, Commissioner of Information, Communication.
Okay,
I was, yes, I was.
Okay, all right.
Just to agree with you, the word information is a general word that also includes communication and orientation.
Okay, wonderful.
In some states, it's called information, but in Edo, the governor changed it to communication and orientation. Yes, I was commissioner for information, which also is known as communication and orientation as we have it in Edo. Then they asked a question about the budget. The budget, of course, I cannot give details of that because it was for, I mean, at different times we had various budgets. So that question looks neither here nor there, right? That's for that. Then the Shaibu question, if Shaibu was not part of an agreement that power should shift to Edo Central, I don't think there was an agreement like that anywhere or anytime. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think there was an agreement. It's just that there's a sentiment that because the people of Edo Central have not had it for a complete period of 4 years, it is proper for them to be given that opportunity. I mean, the shot at Osadebe Avenue. It's not that there was an agreement anywhere, which I think the deputy governor was. I mean, there's no way if the deputy governor was part of that agreement, he would not say he wants to run. And even there are people from Edo South who are also interested. It's not just people from Edo North. There are people from Edo South who are interested to run for the office of governor.
Thank you. I have somebody on the phone before I come back to the panel.
Was it an agreement with PDP? Was it an agreement with APC? Or was it an agreement with Labour? So it's difficult to find if there was any agreement at all.
Okay. All right. Let me take this caller quickly. Mr. Victor, thanks for calling in. Please say where you're calling from. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
so we have how many more to go? We have 3 more to go, right?
Yes, yeah, we have 3 more to go. Yes, this is the last caller from the phone. Then I'll take 2 people from the panel. Black Panther, please go ahead. 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is Black Panther. I'm speaking from the US of A and right from Texas. I want to say something. Thank you, Mr. Najawash, and thank our honorable for coming in to us to really ask some questions concerning what's happening in Edo State. I want to say something before I ask the question, just within 2 minutes. Edo State has faced a lot of things, and we are not going to be sympathetic towards any party fight, because we've done it before, and it cannot repeat itself again, and Edo State will not go that line. Anybody that has issue should go to the appropriate court to iron it out and let it be solved. I want to ask this question now. We have been, the deputy governor has been part of a government, which to us, to me, I will not speak for it, to me, it has not.
You have 30 seconds left, sir. 30 seconds left.
But I want to ask you this. Why do we always play this politics? Somebody will bring somebody from the party, a party that has not performed. Because what we want now is issue-based. We want somebody that come up with issue-based.
Okay.
Why do we deem it right that we must pick somebody
from
the same party that has not performed, that we all are doing, that forcing the doses? Why do we bring that same person?
Thank you. Thank you. Your minute is on. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Emwanta, I'm done with callers, but I have 2 persons on the panel that we pass their questions as well. But go ahead, sir, to answer that.
Yeah, thank you. I think our brother is absolutely right if he says that a party that has not performed, Edo people should not be forced to support that particular party. And I totally agree with him.
Exactly.
I think this next election will not be based on sentiments. First, there are 3 things that will be important. People will want to look out for if the political parties respect equity, right? And I'll be honest here, any party that supports The idea of power shifting to Edo Central will win the hearts of majority of Edo people. That's one. I'm saying this without any form of sentiment. Then two, the party will also look at the issue of performance as between PDP and APC, the one that has performed very well. Then three, the Edo people want to be given the opportunity of making their choice. They will not want those in the social media to deceive or confuse them again, right?
Yes.
The governor of Edo State has made promises. People will judge him by the promises he has made to the people. So that's my take on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Give us a mandate. Please turn your camera on and pass your question quickly. You have 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Hopefully, I'm coming out clearly.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Elvis, and then to the honorable.
You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much for coming. I think my questions will be the fact that based on what is going on in our country today and what we've seen in various states, now, don't you think it's ideal that we allow the Edolite people, the Edolites, to make their choice rather than this godfatherism in politics and people wanting to bring people into office, and that's why we don't have performance, and people cannot even tell you, go and verify what they've done in the past. Because to someone like Obaseki, we saw how virtually the whole world stood for him. But what people are going through today is something else. So
thank you.
Don't you think it's ideal for us to just allow the people make their choice, regardless of APC, PDP? We have some other party. We have people that can saddle this government and take it to a better place. What do you think?
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I must commend you for that very beautiful question. And indirectly, you answered the question that Edo people should be allowed to decide. Edo people came all out to Obaseki in 2020. And it's sad that today many of them are disappointed because the expectations were quite high. But whether he has been able to meet that expectation is what Edo people will decide next year. And I totally disagree with the idea of imposing candidates. In these last local government primaries, they imposed all the candidates, and it's quite unfortunate that these are people that most of them were not the original choice of the people. And I think Edo people will decide. The election is coming on the 2nd of next month. I know they'll rig that election because most times it is the state government in power that decided becomes local government chairman. They manipulate the process. But the next election we're having for the governorship, which comes up next year, it will not be so because it's the federal body that organizes it. And I know people will have the opportunity of looking at the candidates of the political parties. And my advice for political parties is that they should allow the delegates to make a right choice. Because any wrong choice they make, they will suffer for it at the general elections or the governorship elections. Because there and then, Edo people will be able to read between the lines and choose their governor. That day, Emwanta will have 1 vote. That day, Shaibu will have 1 vote. That day, Obaseki will have 1 vote. And all Edo people will decide who they want to be their next governor.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me take a lady here. Madam Rita, thank you very much for joining us. Please, where you join us from, and you have 2 minutes with your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Elvis, thank you very much. Mr. Francis Emwanta, good afternoon, sir. I am speaking from Canada. Now, my question is this, because I think we carelessly use the word. In fact, with all due respect, I think generally everyone uses the word intimidation. Everybody uses, I am not in support. Can you hear me, sir?
I can't hear her, so maybe you will not answer the question. Can you hear her?
Oh, you can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
No, everybody can hear you, but he cannot hear you.
Oh, he can't? Okay. May I just ask the question, Mr. Elvis?
Or you want to call in?
Okay, let me call in. Perhaps he would probably hear me better.
Yes, I think that would be better.
I'm going to call in right now.
I need to let him go now. Yes. Quickly call in. Let me take your call. Sorry about that, Mr. Emwanta. I'll take this question before before she called in. All right, Mr. Felix, thanks for joining us. You have 2 minutes, sir. Good evening to you. Pass your question quickly. Mr. Felix, it looks like you are not ready. I'll come back to you. Mr. Felix. You know, you were taking forever. All right, Madam Rita, thanks for calling in. Please pass your question now. 2 minutes. Madam Rita, you are not talking. We can't hear you, Madam Rita. What's happening? You are not talking, madam. We can't hear anything at all. Unfortunately, we can't hear you on the panel, and we cannot hear you off. Let me try one more time.
I think you can send a message.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead. 1 minute is already off from your 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Adaze Emwanta. Good afternoon, Elvis. My question is this: you talked about not supporting injustice, and you don't support anyone who is intimidating another person, and that was one of the reasons why you were supporting Philip. Now, I'm going to go back to 2020. Would you say that the actions of Governor Obaseki against the elected House of Assembly members, was that an act of intimidation or injustice not to allow elected members to be sworn in? And if you are admitting that that was an act of injustice, why didn't you speak out then? Because I'm going by your words, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, Mr. Emwanta, take that, and we have just one left to go.
That's a very, very good question. First, the governor had issued a proclamation, and much as the question of that proclamation went to court, as a lawyer who was in government, it was a judgment of the court. I always spoke to that. A court had given its judgment, and I was always there encouraging those people to come back so that they don't lose their seats. What I would have expected those 40 members to do was to come to the House. They were not happy with the way the inauguration was conducted. If they had come to the House, they would have been able to decide the leadership. With their number, they would have impeached that speaker that came through that, quote and unquote in their words, illegal inauguration. That way, they will be in charge. But they made the mistake of staying away. By their own action, having stayed away, they shot themselves on the foot. But the fact that they complained that the governor sent thugs against them, I don't think that is right. I never defended that, and I don't think I will encourage that. And the good thing is, I was not in government when that inauguration took place. I came into government after that time. So I don't have all the facts. But looking back, if I were to advise the lawmakers then, I would have encouraged them to come. With their majority, we would have been able to decide the leadership.
All right, Mr. Emwanta, we have come to the end of the broadcast with you, but we are going to continue to talk about the things that's currently affecting us in Nigeria. I really want to appreciate you for your time with us today and for taking all the questions. You know, we are looking forward to inviting you here again, even bringing, trying again with Comrade Philip Shaibu, you know, if possible, even the governor, Obaseki, you know, to come speak for themselves. But I want to appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming in. I want you to continue to stand for the people. Remember, because this platform is for the people. So we don't practice anything to do with nepotism or favoritism here. If I have any corruption with your name, I want you to know that I will expose you. That's my work here. I don't care who you are, or even though it's my father or whoever, you know. So Senator Uzamere is my uncle, the same parents with my dad. I guess you know that. You know, I'm the son of Barrister. So when we brought him here, a lot of people asked him questions. You know, even when I was trying to cap some questions, he said, "No, I will take all the questions." You know, so I appreciate you for taking all the questions that were thrown to you today. We are looking forward to bringing you here again next time. Thank you very much for joining us. But I would like you
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks to all those who participated, those from the back end, my big brother, Musa Medu, Sosa, and every other person, and all those who asked questions. I appreciate you. I love you. What we want is a better Edo, and we'll all get there. By the grace of God, we will make our right decisions next time, choosing a good governor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
And thank you to the coordinator of this event and moderator, and the management of Nigeria Times. I appreciate you for inviting me to speak, and it was really a pleasure. Thank you so much, my brother Elvis, and have a beautiful night rest.
And you too, sir. Thank you. Bye for now. All right. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you. Madarita, I don't see you already. Thank you. I would like Mr. Medu, please, I would like you to round up 1 minute with us before I let you go. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
I will say thank you. I can only be full of appreciation because your program is so detribalized and very open to issues. I will say we will work with your program and channel our own opinion of the diaspora to Edo people. Thank you very much.
Anytime, sir. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. Have a good evening.
All right, take care. Bye.
Yeah. All right, my people, I appreciate every one of you right there. I'm going to post out a link now in case you want to join us. Thank you for your time. I can see people on the comment section. You guys were very, very moderate. You were being expressive, but no insults. So I like that. Thank you very much, my people. Our politicians. One thing I want everybody to understand about our politicians, guys. I will accept you into the program shortly. When you bring them in, you must be able to ask them any question you want to ask them without not insulting them, without not disrespecting them. But when you not disrespect them, like I said yesterday, if you invite them tomorrow, they won't come. And you can't force them, right? So I want to appreciate every one of you that passing questions today. Every one of you, even Mr. Alex, Madarita, give us a mandate. Oga Felix, unfortunately, you could not pass your question for a reason I don't know. But meanwhile, thank you very much, my people. I want us to move on with what is currently going on today. But what Obaseki said, I want you guys to re-listen again. Then I'll quickly switch to the general topic of today. Let's listen to this sharply.
But let me put it very clearly on record that I am not aware of any plots or any scheme to impeach the Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu. I have also checked, and there is no such plan, or there was no such plan. So the court action that has now been taken by him, for me, is a thing of shock and disappointment. I have sat back to reflect, try and understand why somebody I've worked closely with and given so much latitude to work has decided to go on this course of action and in fact gotten to a point where he had to go to court. And it is clear from what has happened in the last few weeks that it's unfortunate that this is just a preemptive move by him to conclude what he has already started. I have had reports for months now that he has been in close consultations with friends from another party because he is not sure that you, the leaders of PDP, were going to allow or give him the ticket for the governorship in 2024. I must state here that Comrade Philip Shaibu has never had the courtesy to discuss his ambition with me. What I hear is that he is consulting. Because the last time we spoke about my succession after the last House of Assembly elections, I did say that we should all be patient and that our task today is to try and finish well, to conclude all the projects we have started and to unify and consolidate our party. Because it's only when we do these two things right would we have the support from our people to produce my successor. I am not angry Naturally, I should be disappointed, but I am not angry because I think I understand what is going on, and would want to thank you for this solidarity and ask that we should not be deterred. We need to consolidate our party, PDP. We need to unite our party. We need to bring everybody on board. And as we start our local government campaigns tomorrow, I will implore all of you to please join me. Let us build the PDP that will continue to dominate the politics of Edo State. We must finish well so that our people can continue to give us the mandate to rule them. Edo.
Okay, thank you. I have to stop that video right there. That is Governor Obaseki. I wanted you guys to re-listen to where we all are coming from. But meanwhile, we are moving on.